Hey everyone, welcome to episode 53 of the Just Us Guys podcast. And as you notice, we're a guy short today if you're watching. If not, go check us out at YouTube, obviously. If you're listening on Spotify, you're a real warrior, and we appreciate you deeply. We do.
Yes, sir.
Real
love
OG.
you. Love you. Just was Valentine's Day. We love you. But yeah, boys, it was a pretty eventful week for sports. The Super Bowl just happened. That averaged, I saw the number today, it peaked at 163 million.
Yeah, it was the highest.
And it averaged 112. Highest in the last 5 years.
Which is great.
It was the highest in like the last 5 years of any. They called it a TV show of any TV show in the last 5 years.
I 100% believe that. The other thing was compared to last year, because I don't know how you guys watched it, but I watched it on Peacock, and this was far and away the largest streaming year ever for the NFL. There was 11.3 million people that watched the game via streaming platforms.
Well, probably YouTube TV counts as that too.
Yeah, I would
believe
say
so.
Yeah.
There was 11 million there.
Apple
up from,
TV,
yeah.
YouTube TV, Apple TV, Peacock, NBC Sport. Like I don't know if NBC Sports had it, but
No, it was all tied in Peacock.
Yeah, exactly. So they're definitely huge.
Yeah, it was up double of last year, which was 5.5. And there were 99 million cable providers that, so that includes satellite dish, all that bullshit, that watched it, which to me is still just a mind-blowing number that it's
honestly was
99
surprised
million.
you only said 11. I'm so surprised you only said 11 million.
So am I.
Dead ass. Like, I feel like the only places that, like, will carry, like, cable and stuff like that are, like, bars and restaurants. Like,
which, to be fair, the Super Bowl is going to be on every TV at any public venue,
Right.
so...
Or places like where we grew up where internet's not great, so you're going to still pay for cable because of the way the packages
99
are.
million. Like, that's still surprising for me.
Yeah.
I thought it would begin near, like, 30 million streaming and, like 70 million or something like that.
Well, you got to think, the people, generally, I would say people that are streaming, I would say are probably in the younger demographic. And with the younger demographic, I'm guessing more of the younger demographic huddle up watching the game. So I would say if you were to spread them out even more, them using their own streaming services, probably
we had a dozen of people in our apartment who all have YouTube TV that would have watched it. So I guess
that's what I'm saying.
Makes sense. But also, real quick, as always, boys, how was the weekend? We'll get to the bets later on. We can table that one for right now because I hate betting. But yeah, how's the weekend?
It's a bad day for Cal.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything. I went out. That was about it.
I worked on Saturday, and we hosted the Super Bowl party here. That's pretty much it. Nothing too out of sorts.
Yeah.
Friday, I went and hung out with Jordan. She had a Four Loko party for Valentine's Day.
Just wild.
Yep, and took her to the bar for a total of 5 minutes. Almost got kicked out. We turned around and went home. And then Super Bowl party on Sunday, and then Valentine's Day.
Not bad.
Dude, right. I've never seen a bouncer want to thrash a 100-pound girl more in my life. Jordan walked straight in. She walked straight in without showing ID, and the guy literally screamed 3 times.
And Jordan looks like she's 12 too. So
Jordan looks like she's 12. So I literally had to grab her by her freaking hood, and I pulled her back because I'm like, you're gonna get tackled. I'm not here for that. I'm not gonna do shit about it. But yeah,
but the weekend was good. It wasn't too bad. Weekend's always good when you got the Super Bowl on it, and it's always a bittersweet week though because you just know that we're not every Sunday is going to be boring for now.
Pretty much 7 months from right now is when the first game is.
Yeah.
It's just really cool that I get to hear about Aaron Rodgers stuff all again, but we'll get to that too on next episode.
Trust me, we're in the same boat.
Today there was 3 different topics on ESPN and First Take and everything about the Eagles trading for Russell Wilson or free first.
It's really cool.
Every day.
It's really cool.
I just can't wait for the draft to get here because then stuff will start to get ironed out once you start seeing what teams are drafting and what they're planning on doing.
I think it's March 11th or something, but as soon as free agency and all that shit rolls around, I think a lot of this shit's going to be hammered out to an extent.
Yeah. Can't they start talking to people March 1st when the season starts?
Yeah, the tampering period, yeah.
Yeah,
it's March 1st when it starts. You can't sign anything until
You can get in talks, but you can't do anything
legitimate.
That's
when everyone gets moving anyways.
Correct. All right. Yeah, Cal, what do you got this week?
So this is a sports related question. I saw this on. It's been. I don't know why it's trending. Like this question's been trending around a lot of like social media groups and people like us. That I've been seeing a lot. I think it just has to do with like the MVP. I mean, not the MVP, but the Baseball Hall of Fame. Everything we talked about it last week and the week before a little bit about it with like Barry Bonds and all that kind of stuff. But my question is, do you think that if Babe Ruth played in today's game, do you think he would be a Hall of Famer?
Dude, so much has changed, but I mean, the dude could pitch and hit. Like, it's like the reason everyone's freaking out about Ohtani, and I mean, people justly should.
Yeah.
I still think, like, look, greatness translates regardless. Will their ceiling be as high? But greatness typically translates. It's still the same sport with some tweaks, but
yeah. My thing is, yes, their average like fastball back then when they started to be able to actually map it or whatever. And,
basically, it was basically a knuckleball.
Yeah, it was like around 80 miles an hour. But the bats they were using were like 58 ounces or whatever. Whatever it was.
58 ounces.
Yeah, 58 ounces. Now they're using like 32-ounce bats. So they're using a lot heavier bats on a slower pitch. So it kind of equates out a little bit. I honestly think that he probably I think it'd take him 3 at bats and he would get it figured out. I think the first at bat he'd probably strike out because he's not used to seeing that.
Yeah.
Second at bat he might get a couple foul tips. Get a little bit of adjusting, and then the third one I think he'd be right. Now I'm not saying as good as he was, but I think when you're that good of an athlete, because he was an athlete, even though he smoked 12 packs of cigarettes a day. There's
Budweiser in between innings. Yeah.
I think that he would definitely figure it out because I just think athletes as his caliber, even though in his day, would figure it out.
No,
especially in a sport like baseball. Especially in a sport like baseball, it's not like you don't have to be the biggest and fastest and everything like that. But yeah, no, it'd be different. Like talk about a quarterback in the 1950s playing and now would get absolutely pummeled. But when it comes to like that,
yeah. So my opinion upon it is, I think of any sport that you can compare errors the most is baseball compared to any other sport.
I mean, realistically, other than distance for like fences and stuff, what has really changed?
I don't even know how much that changed. Like I'd have to do research to even know how
much.
Well,
they always talk about
haven't changed in literally 100 years.
I can't remember which field it was, but there was a field that they always talked about with Babe Ruth because he batted left-handed.
The right field was short.
Right field was only like 265, but center was 405.
Right.
I think that something like that, especially in baseball,
that's a ballpark right now.
Exactly.
If you go to
PNC Park,
the right field line's only like 280.
Yeah, PNC Park's the same way.
Yeah. So the way that I look at it is, I feel like in any sport, the one that you can compare errors the most is baseball because it's the least amount of change, right? Yeah. By far the least amount.
They're still using wooden bats like they use wooden bats.
Wooden bats. The balls are definitely different, 100%. The way you play the game is definitely different, but not that much. Like the basis of the game is pretty similar. Yeah. Not like what you see out of basketball or like what do you see out of football. Even golf has made probably the biggest transition on all sports.
I was going to say
every year. It's literally that's probably the most technological sport in other than racing.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than like NASCAR or anything like that, it's probably like the most like technologically driven sport.
Yeah, for sure. So I think he would be successful. I don't think that you can take eye off a ball coordination out of the man and put him in a different category, and all of a sudden he can't. Now, I will say, Cal, that what you said about 3 at bats, I would say if we dropped him today, right? Like today, like I know that the MLB shut down right now.
Yeah.
But if you put him right now, they're all starting to go to spring training here in the next I think it's this week was supposed to be when
pitchers and catchers reported today. We're supposed to.
We're supposed to. So let's just say if he was there within the next week or two and you gave him live at bat preparation like they're all going to have leading up to opening day, he would be a top 20 player in the MLB today, given 2 months to become acquainted to baseball and playing.
And also,
I don't see how you could take the hand-eye coordination out of one of the best hitters of all time.
Well, knowing the type of
mentality to say that he's the best baseball player of all time on that list.
The thing is too with the type of mentality that a player and a person like that has, he would 100% get in the gym and get down to like what these athletes are like now too.
Yeah, for sure.
He was a pudgier dude. You know, he enjoyed his food, enjoyed everything, but I guarantee the type of person he'd be in the gym doing that kind of stuff just like any other guys would. But I honestly, now I will say he would not be a pitcher in today's league. Would not even.
No,
come
he
close.
wouldn't. I mean, no.
He'd be playing first base.
Threw like though, bro. I don't know what he.
Well, it wasn't anything like they are.
I was gonna say I don't think. I mean, because Tommy John wasn't a thing, so like if he ever threw his arm out, like he was done, but he didn't, which means he was throwing relatively within his like body's means. Yeah. Consistently, not throwing 104 mile an hour like three times a game and then immediately having to ice your elbow.
This is what I just googled it real quick, and this is off of the Washington Post, so pretty credible. It said defensive shifted all over the field to match his habits. The best pitcher's velocity in Roof's day topped out about 90 miles per hour. He says while he was a reliever, he would flirt with almost 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
If he was a reliever, he could still pitch today.
But he wouldn't like throw as much, probably.
Yeah.
No, if he was a closer or something, if he could be a closer or something, like and still hit like he does, he'd make it just fine in the game.
You got to think too. Back then, those dudes threw like 60 games a year.
No, there was no pitch count, dude.
There was
what was he 400
rotation? You just
he had 417. It's 417 home runs. That numbers in my head. So 417. Yeah.
Home runs. Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
No, he was the home run leader for 700 and something.
Yeah, but what was it? 417.
714.
714. Sorry. Okay, so I had it mixed up.
Yeah,
I said
right here.
417 and 714.
Yeah, in his 22-year career, he had 714 home runs, had 2,873 hits, 506 doubles, 2,174 runs, 2,214 RBI, and a .34 batting average. And a .474 on base percentage.
Yeah, that dude's a Hall of Famer now. Right now, it's not even close.
I mean, even if those numbers dip slightly, he's still a Hall of Famer.
Even if people want to make the jokes about, he got pitched warm-up pitches his entire career. Okay, well, he still had to hit over the fence just like they do in the home run derby. They're warm-up pitches. He
hit half the amount of home runs. He's in the.
That's what I'm saying.
Like he's a Hall of Famer. Because also the MLB Hall of Fame, barring certain people, is I think relatively easy to get in.
Yeah, which is absolute bullshit too, by the way, because they're not drug testing the players now. They announced that this year, so they're not doing that, which is even worse.
Wait, did you guys see the one Mets player that said that he was asked if he did cocaine and he was like, well, no one said I didn't have, or I didn't wouldn't.
Yeah.
Literally got a coke nosebleed in the season.
Hey, just want to throw this out there, random stat about baseball because we're in there. Because I'm just looking up stats, like things about Babe Ruth and his life. In 1987, Joey Meyer of the Denver Zephyrs.
We'll go with it.
Zephyrs. You know what I'm talking about, Ty?
Straight up, no idea, dude.
No.
Okay.
Also, 7-time World Series. Like he won 7 World Series. That 100%. Also guarantees.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta tell you guys this. So wait. Yeah. He hit the longest verifiable home run in professional baseball history. The home run was a distance of 582 feet.
Had to hit a warning track or something outside. Had to.
And he hit inside Denver's Mile High Stadium. So this was inside for 82 feet.
Yeah.
That's the old ball. Inside. The Colorado Rockies started in '93.
Then who played? Is this the team before the Rockies?
Probably might be.
Does it have a year associated with it?
It says Denver, then Zephyrs.
Zephyrs.
There we go. Love that. The longest verifiable home run, 582 feet. It was 177 meters. That's a damn fucking 6-iron for me.
That thing is smoked.
That's a 6-iron. It's almost 200 yards.
The Denver Zephyrs. Interesting. Oh my God. Do you know why? Do you know why it was that long? Why? We didn't have a ballpark here until Coors Field in '93. They played in Mile High.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it says, Mile High Stadium.
Yeah. That's the Broncos Stadium.
Yeah.
So he just hit it to the other side of the field.
He literally just rocketed one into the into section 300.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you guys that information.
No, that dude's still in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anyone says. I'll stand on that hill.
For sure. I don't think
I'll stand on that hill until I can't.
I think baseball, like I said, I think baseball is the sport that carries eras the most.
America's pastime. That's the whole thing. Because it hasn't really changed.
Yeah.
True.
All right, cool. Let's hop into the Super Bowl then.
Super Bowls.
I'm sad. I really wanted the Bengals to win. I'm happy Stafford got his. After seeing Kupp, I'm really happy for Kupp because Kupp just solidified, in my opinion, the best receiving season ever.
He might have had the best offensive outside of a quarterback season.
Outside of a quarterback, it's pretty damn impressive. Again,
the only one I would say LaDainian Tomlinson's year where he had like 28 touchdowns or some shit.
Yeah, that was a lot.
But the thing is, like, again, so Jerry Rice is the only other receiver to do the Triple Crown, where he leads in touchdowns, receptions, and yards.
Yep.
He did that throughout his career. Cooper Kupp did all of these accolades, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and led all three of those in the same year.
Yeah.
So Jerry Rice, it took a career who's regarded as, still to this day, the best receiver of all time by I think, majority of people.
Definitively. No debate.
And that's something
Cooper
you can't
Kupp
take.
does all of his stuff in the same year.
And that's something that people can't take away. Oh, yeah, next game. No, we're not talking about the amount of yards. We're talking about for that season, he covered all three. Didn't matter how many games were played.
Dude, he caught 2 touchdowns per game in the playoffs this year. I think he had like 6 or 7 touchdowns in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. He had 2 in the Super Bowl, 2 in the AFC Championship, and I think he had – did he have –
I don't think he had one. I think he had
one.
one.
I think it was one.
Yeah,
because OBJ –
I thought he caught 2, though, against the
No, OBJ had one.
Yeah.
Regardless, Stafford had 6
what Cooper
coming
Kupp
into
just
this
did.
game.
I mean, massive shout out to him, straight up. Like, Cooper deserved all of that. I'm glad Stafford got his ring. Whitworth went out. Donald might be retiring. McVay might be retiring.
I'm just super happy that we had it was a good game. Like
it was a very good game.
It was a great game.
Up until the last 4 minutes when the refs, they were fine all game, and then all of a sudden, hey, 4 straight plays. Let's sprinkle in here some bullshit.
Yeah. Well, they had to get the spotlight.
It was a cover your ass call from that face mask, but
yeah.
Again, the last 4 minutes is different than the start of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Ty?
Yes.
Because this has been very popular around the world of sports.
Okay.
Where do you rank Aaron Donald in the history of defensive players, though? Now that he got the elusive ring, right, that kind of held him back, like level of greatness type thing.
I mean, he's top 5. Defensive players, he's top 5.
I think he's top 3. I would say he's top 3.
Because, dude, again, so, like, we always hold in, like, how many sacks did TJ have this year?
22 and a half.
Okay. No, for a point of reference.
No, it's 22, right? Because the 22 and a half, it would break the record.
No, I think 22 and a half was the record.
I think that was the record.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was. Yeah, okay.
For a point of reference, this guy doesn't. I don't know. It depends on the crowd, but like Reggie White is still, in my opinion, a top 5 player of all time defensively. Again, he played. There was a 12-game season one year, and he had 21 sacks in 12 games.
Yeah.
Like Lawrence Taylor still up there. He's definitely before our time, but
I think Lawrence Taylor's number 1.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much the consensus. Again, I'm putting Reggie White in there. Aaron Donald for sure.
Strahan.
Strahan because of longevity. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't he the all-time sack leader?
He tied with TJ. Yeah.
No, all time, like most sacks in a career.
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably. I mean,
Michael Strahan.
Yeah, he might be.
I don't think so.
He's close. I know that.
He's very close, but I don't think he is number 1. In my God's honest opinion, he's the best defensive football player I've ever seen.
No, I don't
think anyone can argue that in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
I can Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. I mean, maybe Ed Reed because he holds a lot of records.
I will say Ed Reed's been very good, but like I understand like there's different.
We've also seen a ton of good safeties. I don't know if we've ever seen a nose tackle like this.
We've seen a ton of good safeties, ton of good cornerbacks. I mean, name the quarterbacks that we've seen have been
DB,
absolutely
Champ
nuts.
Bailey. I mean, Ty Law is often forgotten, but
Revis Island
was really good. Like if you're talking safeties,
Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson, like
if you're talking about safeties who were comparable to Ed Reed, like I'm not saying Ed Reed wasn't the best.
Polamalu, Dawkins,
John Lynch was a fucking demon. Woodson was a demon. Like you're talking like I mean Earl. We have to honestly, Earl Thomas was very good for a long time. Like there's a lot of really good DBs.
People also forget. Night Train Lane.
Yeah, there's nobody who literally dominated. Probably the hardest position to dominate on the football field than Aaron Donald.
No, I mean, you're getting blocked by
Junior Seau.
dudes.
Junior Seau was really, really good too.
Seau, Dwight Freeney, he was an end rusher. Like, I mean,
Right.
Von Miller. Von Miller is an absolute animal.
Von Miller's probably the best.
J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
I mean,
J.J. Watt, right.
Yeah.
I think J.J. Watt's a top 10 defensive player of all time.
Yeah.
I don't
would
think
say, yeah.
anyone can argue that.
Yeah. He's got 3 defensive player of the years. I mean, like,
definitely the best defensive player, I think, like top 3 best defensive player I've ever seen. I mean, I can look through the numbers and make a list, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But in an 8-year span, like what Aaron Donald has done is unreal at, again, nose tackle. Like, we're talking about edge rushers here.
Every year of his career. Like, I don't know anyone who's done that. Like, all pro. Not like a Pro Bowl, like a shitty Pro Bowl. All pro.
Well, he's made the Pro Bowl all 8 years he's been in the league, too.
Yeah, like, you're talking first or second team all pro from the minute you were a rookie to the minute he could possibly retire. That is literally insane.
Yeah, no, Aaron Donald is, I mean, like I said, that I've seen in my 28 years of life, I think that he's arguably the best defensive player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but dude, to have 19 sacks one year from the nose tackle position is bonkers. Like, that's bonkers.
Well, it's even more if he does retire, even more how crazy the draft class is going to be in 5 years.
Oh yeah, no, if he retires,
Best ever.
if Aaron retires, like
best ever.
Best ever.
Whitworth is going to retire. Now he's an 11-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, Super
like
Bowl.
4-time All-Pro,
Like Whitworth is a guarantee, should be first ballot lineman.
Yep.
Eric Weddle is officially retiring. He's not going to be in that class, but I mean, he might have an argument.
It really sucks he tore his pec.
Yeah, but I mean, he stayed in.
The other question I have for you, just because we're talking players, does that Super Bowl make Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer? No.
He's played 186 games and has 82 wins. He's worse than Eli. And again, I understand that, but we said last episode wins can be associated to a quarterback.
The reason why I say yes for me is because he's 12th all time in passing. I mean, if you're on that list,
he's going to keep going up. But also, like Richard Sherman said today, he has 0 All-Pros, 0 MVP. Like he still has work to do, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think
he got snubbed a lot for a lot of times. Like even this year, he didn't get a Pro Bowl nod.
And that one's fucked up.
Yeah.
He threw 41 touchdowns, 17 picks.
Kirk Cousins got a Pro.
He tied Trevor Lawrence for most picks, but
when you throw 41 touchdowns, it doesn't really matter that much.
I get it.
Stafford
for me has more to prove.
Nod than him.
No, I agree with that, Ty. I don't think he's a Pro Bowler now, but I think he will be
Hall of Famer.
Oh, I think they're going to be a. I mean, it's not like they're not going to go anywhere next year. I mean, even if they lose Donald and Whitworth, their team is still.
Von's a free agent though, so that line might look vastly different. That defensive line.
They're LA. They'll sign guys. They'll find it.
Odell's a free agent. But he tore his ACL, so he might not even be back next year.
It really sucks.
No, that shit hurt me.
Yeah, it sucks.
Especially because like he was like finally came into his own.
Dog, 2 catches, 52 yards and a tutter in the first minute or quarter and a half.
He was actually dominating.
I literally said when he got that touchdown, I'm like, Odell's going for MVP. I literally said it. I'm like, he's going for MVP.
If he doesn't get hurt, he gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also right when he went out, the Rams offense started to sputter hard.
No,
the Rams were going to put up 30. The Rams were going to put up 30 points.
Look, hey, really quick, credit to the Bengals defense because I figured they were going to get run all over because they were basically going to have to play prevent defense to stop the offensive weapons. They stopped the run really well.
Zach Taylor in these playoff games really scares me as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because talk about second half adjustments. He did it entire time. They gave up
2 touchdowns in the playoffs.
And you look back in the entire season, they did it the entire season too. They did it the entire season where they came out in the second half, made second half adjustments, and they executed them to a T and won football games. That's the reason why they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no,
and it scares me. But it was. I mean, there couldn't have been a better, really Super Bowl with the way the game went, and it sucked at the very end that we didn't have that like last minute, try to score type situation with the Burrow with.
I wanted McPherson because, if they go down and God forbid they have to kick the field goal to go to overtime, which no, I would have won like $180.
Yeah.
But no, if McPherson goes down and they give him a chance to break to make that kick, he breaks Vinatieri's postseason field goal in a single playoff run.
That'd have been awesome.
He's tied with Vinatieri right now in his rookie year, mind you.
Yeah. Not to mention, I don't know if you guys saw the photo or the play, but Jamar Chase put Jalen to the ground on that play.
On the last one.
He was wide open.
By the way, Samaje Perine has to catch that goddamn ball on 4th and 1. It is in your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he literally didn't die for it. It was at his feet.
It was right there.
Yeah, that was literally the Super Bowl on the line. But if Burrow had 1 second, literally one more second, he had Jamar wide open, walk-in touchdown for the win.
Walk-off win.
Yeah, 100%. It was there. Honestly, Jalen got exposed all game. He got exposed all game.
Most in his career ever, 166 yards given up against him specifically.
Yeah, he got exposed.
I mean, the one was kind of shitty.
The 75-yard one did suck, but
that was definitely shitty.
But Chase did burn him in the first half for 46
he
yards.
Did. No, that's okay. I agree with that. But the one that was definitely shouldn't they called offensive pass interference because if that would have happened on him,
that's like a 15-yard face.
100%. You cannot blame. I'm not going to blame Jalen.
No, but I mean, the stats when you look back and it's like, oh, Jalen Ramsey gave up 166 yards. Like I understand that play will stand out for a little while, but it's against him.
Yeah, no one's going to remember that.
No, it's shitty, but it is what
Everyone's
it is.
going to remember what was I going to say? You know what's even scarier though about the Bengals, Cal? You were talking about I wouldn't be nearly as. I'm not saying
they just need to address a line and they're all right.
I'm saying I would be more worried about them having the second most cap space in the NFL.
And there's a bunch of really good linemen up.
$68 million for already a Super Bowl roster. That is the definition of scary.
Well, again, you don't have to pay T. Higgins for at least 2 more years. You don't have to pay Chase for 3 more years. You don't have to pay Burrow for 2 more years.
Nope. Mixon already got paid, I think.
Mixon got broken off. Tyler Boyd's on an incredibly team-friendly deal because he was the leading receiver, but it's still Tyler Boyd, who's a third string in any real offense.
Yeah. I know I make a lot of jokes, about the AFC North, but I will say one thing. I think the AFC North has the best kicking crew in the entire NFL.
Yeah, it's really hard
McPherson,
to
Boswell, and Justin Tucker.
Yeah. Well, first off, you have the best kicker of all time.
Yeah, you have arguably the best kicker of all time in JT. Yeah. And then McPherson just went 14 for 14 in clutch time in the playoffs.
Yeah, Boswell's good.
Boswell just knows how to kick in Pittsburgh, which is a wind tunnel and hard as shit.
He doesn't miss. I don't think so anymore. I don't know who
I don't know who the Browns kicker is, but
it doesn't matter.
Nothing notable, but they definitely have the best.
It literally doesn't matter. You have 3 of the 4, you have 2 of the top 5 kickers in the league right now.
Yeah.
And then you have Boz, who's probably top. I would say at least top half of the NFL, if not top 10.
No, he's higher than that. Boz top 5. Boz is top 5 for sure. He had the most non-missed kicking kicks in past 40 yards in the NFL.
As a Packers fan, I don't even know what words you're saying right now.
Yeah, I know. Well, we kick field goals. We don't score touchdowns. So, I mean, his numbers are going to be high.
We didn't either in the biggest game of the season for us, so.
But yeah, they're going to be back. The Bengals are going to be back. I mean,
I don't know if they're going to go to the Super Bowl again, but I think they're going to be a problem in the AFC moving forward.
The three teams right now, you can't argue it's going to be Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincy.
It would appear to be Cincy.
I mean, unless something crazy happens. Very well. We as a Steeler fan, we're a quarterback away. We're a quarterback away. Yeah, a little bit of offensive line addition, stuff like that. But there's a couple, the Ravens.
Again, the quarterback market is going to be so big this year, I think.
Yeah. The Ravens will be around. The Patriots are always, they're going to be, with what their coaching and everything, what they do up there is going to be around.
I was going to say they just need weapons and they're fine.
Yeah. But for the most part, we said all year, AFC's top heavy. It's top heavy.
No, it is.
The NFC's more spread out.
I know this is recency bias, and that's completely reasonable when I say this. But I know it's they just made the Super Bowl, but right now to go toe to toe with Kansas City twice this year and beat them both times, home and away, they're the team to beat. Like period. Like I know that's recency bias.
Well, if that's the case, go take them because I think they're like 15-1 right now.
Right. Yeah. They're the team to beat. Like in my opinion, Joe Burrow played fantastic. Like there's no reason to doubt your young quarterback.
Hey, Gronk already said if he plays anywhere without Tom, it's going to be Cincy.
It's going to be right. You have arguably the best receiving core in the AFC for sure.
I'll give you that. Because a healthy Tampa Bay team is still disgusting.
Right, and so is Seattle. Seattle's also very.
Well, and so is the Rams too, because you got technically on their roster they got paper. Woods, OBJ, and Kupp.
Dude, Van Jefferson is a very good option.
Yeah. That's why I said AFC. Yeah. You have the second most cap space in the NFL. You're a rebuilding team that made the Super Bowl. That's why when I said the only other team that I think had a better season than the Eagles was the Bengals, because they went into the Super Bowl and
their future is right there.
They didn't give up any picks to be where they are. Like there's teams that don't have picks, like Kansas City,
like the Rams. The Rams don't have a pick until like 2025.
Right, don't have money. Teams that don't have picks, and they're a rebuilding team that made it to the Super Bowl. Like like Ty said, if I had to put money down right now, they're the best value. Like if you're saying 15-1,
no, they are. So above them, the Rams are first because they're defending champs. Then it's Chiefs, Bills. I think there's another NFC team in there. It's not the Packers. No, it's the Packers. Then the Bengals, and then it's the Broncos, because the Broncos and Packers are basically tied in odds right now because whoever gets Aaron Rodgers stays right there. Right. The other one plummets.
Right. But I mean, I'm like, me personally, like I don't. If you go total, like it'd be different if they just went on a fairy tale run in the playoffs. But like they beat good teams. I mean, they swept the Steelers this year. That was the first they've done that in like 6-7 years. Like they beat.
Didn't they sweep the Ravens
teams.
Too?
Yes, but they got swept by the Browns, which is really awkward.
Which makes no sense. But.
Which is really awkward. But
I mean, they went into Tennessee and they beat Tennessee.
They're the favorites to win. I mean, they got to be the favorites to win the AFC North. And that's not just saying because they made the Super Bowl. I'm saying if the Steelers even got like Carson Wentz, who possibly might be on the market, I'm still saying the Bengals are better than the Steelers.
I think if we get Russ though.
Well, yeah, I think if you get a top 5 quarterback in the league, then I would say you guys are now like that's going to be a toss up in the last.
Yeah, it would be in contention again. They need to go sign like 5 new offensive linemen. Period.
Yeah, $68 million.
They need to do what the Chiefs did last year. Yeah, exactly what the Chiefs did.
Crazy.
Like again, Tampa center Ryan Jensen, who I think is one of the best centers in the league, is up right now.
Yeah,
but the only thing I think the difference between the Chiefs and the Bengals is I don't think the Chiefs ever had that much money because they still had a playoff team before.
No, they went from Alex Smith straight to
Pat
Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like,
and the Chiefs were on like a 3-year winning division streak, anyways. Like they've won the division like what, Ty, 7 years in a row now?
Since the Broncos' last Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, so
they have not lost it since the Broncos Super Bowl in 2015.
Right, so like, they were already a good team, a playoff team. They just got an elite quarterback that nobody knew was going to be elite.
Yeah.
Where literally the Bengals should have been a 5-12 team this year, a 6-11 team. It's crazy that they made the Super Bowl, and it's crazy that they are way ahead of schedule than they should be.
No, the Bengals are genuinely like one of those teams where it's like, all right, just don't f this up, and you're set.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Plug and play. Just make sure you plug and play, and you're good to go.
Yeah, don't overreach either. Like, make sure this is sustainable for 5, 7, 8 years. Like, because you can do that right now with the pieces you have.
Oh yeah, they're. That's what I would be the most dangerous about. As of where we stand right now, where everything's kind of trending. Unless the Steelers make a big move, like the Browns are going to be the Browns. Like the Browns
is the Browns. I'm out on them. I'll still be a fan, but I'm out on the Browns.
The Ravens are like in a really weird spot, and so are the Steelers. Like it's the Bengals' division to lose for the next like 3 to 4 years, probably, unless the Steelers do something drastic.
Yeah, if we draft a quarterback or rock with Dwayne or Mason, then it's 100% the Bengals to lose. But
also, I absolutely love the people that are going, the disrespect to Lamar Jackson. Like, no, it's what has he done? He has one playoff win.
Yeah, I would take Joe Burrow with one ACL before I take Lamar Jackson.
By the way, I thought he definitely tore his other ACL in that game.
I did too. I did too.
I almost puked.
Yeah, I was scared. That would have been.
No, I almost puked when he got up hobbling.
His girlfriend in the crowd immediately.
Oh, she started.
Who's their backup? Who's their backup?
Shit. What's his name?
It used to be AJ McCarron, but I don't think
it's not. It's not. No.
But it used to be.
Oh, what's his name? I know he came in the last week because Joe got hurt.
I can't remember.
Something Allen, I think. It's Kyle Allen?
Is it Kyle Allen?
Son of a bitch. What?
Brandon
Allen. Brandon Allen.
Okay. Sidney Crosby got his 500th goal tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes!
Yeah, I saw that.
Super boost hit. Let's go.
Yeah.
I won money tonight. Love to hear that.
But it was pretty cool.
Against the Flyers, too, which is the best part. All right, hell yeah. Winning some money.
But it's going to be interesting. The Rams have a lot of there's going to be a lot of parity going on with the Rams for the offseason, though. With what's going to happen with OBJ, what's going to happen with Robert Woods, what's going to happen with Aaron Donald, what's going to happen with McVay. Even though McVay already came out and pretty much squashed that rumor.
He said it immediately following the game, but then yesterday or today he came out and said, we'll see.
Yeah. I think it'd be just absolutely dumb. Why? I
mean, hey, John Madden, regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time, only coached 10 years. Retired at 42.
I just did.
Why? And then went on to be the biggest, arguably one of the biggest sports figures in history.
The dude is 36 years old.
He was definitely the face of a sport for like 30 years.
Yeah,
the dude is 36 years old. Like, come on.
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm just
what's going to end up happening? He's going to retire, and he's going to get bit by a bug 3 years from now, and they're going to start coaching like a college football team or something stupid because he realizes that he needs something to do with that mind that he has. There's retirement is going to drive him crazy.
I mean, hey, Jeff Bezos might just pay him $20 million to be the color commentator for Thursday Night Football.
Quite literally.
How good of an announcer he would be?
Yeah. Really good.
Really good at it.
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna be, probably football. Football is always a topic for conversation in the world of sports because it's pretty much the largest.
No, I mean realistically, it is a year-round thing. It's that simple.
But we'll have the draft coming up, and we'll probably do what we did like last time.
I was gonna say realistically, we'll probably live stream it again. Yeah,
live stream that, and it's in Cleveland. Kate and I were talking about going to it.
Go do it on site recording.
Drafts in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't it there like 2 years ago?
It was there not long ago. That's why I was surprised when you said that.
I think the All-Star game was there 2 years ago.
No, the NBA All-Star game's in Cleveland right now. Like this coming
that's what it is. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Here, I'll look it up though.
I misspoke. I think it was in Cleveland like last year or year before.
It was in Cleveland not too long ago.
It's in Vegas again.
Yeah.
So they got the Super Bowl and the draft this year.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, they had the Pro Bowl in the draft.
Well, no, they have the Super Bowl next year. They have the Super Bowl.
That's Arizona.
Is it Arizona? I thought it was Vegas.
It is Arizona next year. 1 billion %. Yes.
I thought it was Vegas.
Yeah, 1,010%. It's in Arizona next year. I know that because I saw a graphic earlier. It said, "Will home teams go three-peat?"
Well, 2024 is Vegas.
There you go.
Well, we're just absolutely dumb not to go to the Waste Management Open and then be around
and be at the Super Bowl
area.
And then 2025 is in New Orleans again.
We're just dumb. We have to almost plan a trip for that.
I was gonna say we might have to pull the trigger to go to the Waste Management and the Super Bowl in the same week.
I'll do it. Great segue. I'll do it.
It is a great segue, but also, I kind of think we might need to plan something like that.
Yeah. That would be. Listen, I would be all in because we could go I would want to go Monday or Tuesday, play golf once or twice, go to the tournament a couple days, Super Bowl.
I mean, that would be a wild week.
probably won't go into the Super Bowl, obviously.
No, God, no. I don't have $10,000.
No.
I don't have $10,000.
I would almost do it if the Eagles were playing in it. I would almost do it.
No, I already said if the Packers playing it, I'm taking out a loan for at least 5 figures.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't have $10,000 just laying around to go to the.
No, I will straight.
But I will go around the area and be a part of the atmosphere.
Like, hey, what's your personal loan for? You're gonna be like, I'm going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Packers are in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Here's my credit score. Give me money.
Just tell them debt consolidation. F them.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Just mix this into my student loans and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's talk about waste management, though. Where do we want to start? We want to start with Scotty winning, or do we want to talk about the shenanigans that occurred?
I think we should talk about Scotty winning because the real show is, like...
Is the event.
Is the event, yes.
All right, go ahead.
Shout out Scotty. Honestly, it's his first win. He's been a long-deserving winner on the PGA Tour. The dude has been very good. Ryder Cup team played extremely well in the Ryder Cup.
Only person in the Ryder Cup. Only person in the entire Ryder Cup that didn't have a win.
And he played really well in the Ryder Cup.
He won. No. Him and Bryson won. Yeah, they did.
No, he didn't have a win. A PGA Tour win. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. He did not have a win, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But he's very good. I mean, he should have a win. He has choked away a couple though, so it was good to see that he won one.
I mean, he's been up in the top of the leaderboard in the U.S. Open like the last 3 years. I mean, he's right there. Like he's not say choked away a couple majors, but he's been involved in the final days of majors. A handful of time. And you got the dude is just he's like a young Dustin Johnson, calm, cool, big dude. Like walks around, doesn't shows zero emotion. Just hits the absolute piss out of the ball.
Dude, he was hitting some absolute meat bombs out there.
Dude, I was
actually surprised.
I remember when we were at the U.S. Open at Oakmont. He was just coming out of college, and he made the going through the qualifiers and stuff, and made it to the U.S. Open. I remember watching him walking down the fairway with his Texas bag, and I was like 3 feet from him, and I'm like, looking now, he's a top 15 player in the world.
Yeah, he is a top 15 world ranked player. Really, really good.
Yeah, and Patrick Cantlay, dude. Patrick Cantlay. Yeah. I mean, I've been a person that has put so much heat on Patrick Cantlay because for the longest time he's only won the early season events when no one plays in them. That's how his seasons go. He wins a couple in December, November, December.
Wins a couple cheeky tournaments.
Yeah, in January, gets on top of the FedEx Cup leaderboard and pretty much holds it there the entire year because then he just stays in top 10s, top 20s, top 10s. But as of late, that dude is in everything. Oh yeah, the last couple of years,
he's been on a heater.
Yeah.
Yes, he is on a heater right now.
And 100%. Has a crazy story. His story is nuts. His backstory is nuts.
He almost quit.
Yeah, he almost quit. He almost killed himself.
Yeah, he almost quit.
I mean, hey, that tournament in general, I mean, it's wild, dude.
It's honestly outside of the majors and a couple of other handful of tournaments that just carries a little bit more value. It's the best tournament.
Yeah.
And on the tour. So, I mean,
and as years go, you see the field getting better and better.
It does,
more people are wanting to play.
A lot of that has to do with because it's a younger crowd and the younger players are into this kind of thing. JT loves going in there and when Kobe passed, he threw on the Marion jersey. Loved it. Yeah. That's what guys like JT love.
Yeah.
Guys like Ricky Fowler going in there and hyping up the crowd and hitting shots. That's what everyone wants. And it's great for the game because
whoever says this this tournament is not golf and it's not good for the game, you can shove your mothballs right up your asshole because
I'm glad we all agree on this.
Just shut up. Dude, let it. You don't know how to grow the game.
Golf. This is majority of golf. The only place where golf isn't like this is professional golf
or stuffy.
Your buddies on the 18th hole on an outing of all your friends are sitting there drinking a shit ton of beer, having a good time. Watching a group come through or watching the last team play out and having a good time. We all did it in the Cooney Cup. That's what golf really is. It's not Roy McIlroy
or your
Playing in the fucking-
elite private club that's just
Yeah.
it's just stuffy. I mean that's
but even the elite private clubs, dude, they got carts traveling, following everybody.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying like
that's golf.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
golf is about. It's not about like Rory McIlroy playing TPC freaking Highlands or TPC Boston and shooting 32 under.
Yeah.
That's not golf. That's not what it's about.
Yep.
Golf is for the common man, and that's the way it should be.
No, I mean, I'm literally going to Arizona to Phoenix to play golf in 10 days.
Right.
And it's going to be closer to this shit that everyone just got to watch than it is the Masters.
By far. Yeah, by far. There's a time and a place. Like Cal and I had this conversation when we were watching it. There is a time and a place. When you're playing an Arnold Palmer Invitational, yes, time and a place. The Memorial for at Jack's, time and a place. The majors, time and a place. TPC, Sawgrass, time and a place. Even though 17 gets pretty ruckus.
It does. They have a DJ. They have a
DJ and shit out there playing. Yeah. That gets a little wild, but not wild compared to normal standards.
Yeah.
But it's the best. And also, like what I was talking about is that people don't really appreciate. To me, it's the best 4 finishing holes on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, it's so good.
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
other than Augusta. I think Augusta is better.
Yeah.
But, I don't consider Augusta the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour, it's the best 4 finishing holes. You got 15, which is a very gettable par 5. It has water everywhere.
No, literally everywhere.
Yeah, it's risk reward.
Yeah. Then 16 is obviously 16.
16 is 16.
17 is another risk reward drivable par 4. Like Brooks Koepka said, he said it's the best one on tour. There is not a better drivable par 4 on tour.
Yeah. Well, you look at that dude. Look at the dude that he was wire to wire all week long. Was in on a sponsor exemption. Literally just got out of the Corn Ferry tour. He literally was going to solidify himself in the PGA Tour for the next 3 years. And that dude hit a beautiful shot on 17. But adrenaline, everything.
Oh, wait, is this the one that trickled into the water?
Yeah. He hit a fucking hybrid 325.
I saw it. I was like, holy shit, that's a bomb. And then it just trickles right in, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, that's the type of hole though. Like if his adrenaline wasn't pumping, he was going to be 15 yards short of the fairway and short of the green, chipping upon. He probably would have won the tournament. He took hybrid to take water out of play. Yep.
And just cranks one.
Yep. But yeah, and then 18 is gorgeous. 18 is gorgeous.
That's actually the worst hole of the 4 to finish.
Yeah, but you got the pond, you have the church views on the left.
But the reason why it's not as good anymore is because when they first created it, it was considered a longer par 4.
Well, yeah, they weren't driving over the water. They weren't cutting it over the corner. These guys are taking like Schauffele's drive. He pulled it left and cleared the entire water and hit it left of the church pews.
Right. It wasn't that. It was a longer hole back then.
Yeah.
30 years ago. It's not anymore. They're hitting driver freaking knockdown wedges.
Saw 2 hole-in-ones within 33 swings of each other.
Yeah, Ty, listen to this. On 16, the last hole-in-one was 2015 or 16.
I was going to say, I think I remember seeing it.
It was Francisco Molinari.
Yeah, okay, I do, yeah.
Yeah, he hit one in. There was 2,100 and change players went through there in the meantime that didn't hit a hole-in-one until that one, and then there was 133 swings later. What are the freaking odds?
No, they're astronomical, but again, that's literally golf.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That perfectly exemplifies golf.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And people can I understand some of the aspirations of them throwing the beer cans onto the hole and stuff like that, like they did. But what's the difference between throwing beer cans out there than a hat trick? What's the difference?
Nothing.
It goes out, gets scooped up, and we're moving on.
Moving on. Look, as someone that loves that exact thing, mean, grew up on Stone Cold, clanging them together, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you next year they are only selling plastic cup beer, draft beer. I will guarantee you that.
The only reason they won't is because of the waste management, what they do with, because every single item at that place gets recycled.
Correct.
And recycle
plastic.
Yeah, aluminum goes a little bit more obviously than plastic does.
Correct.
But I just we'll see. I don't know. A lot of those. I mean, every PGA Tour tournament that I've ever gone to, it's aluminum bottles because you're out there in the heat and stuff, and it keeps it somewhat cold.
Correct. I completely agree. I'm just saying they're gonna view it as a safety thing and delay of
that's
time
the
delay.
only thing that I can understand people not being happy about is it would really suck.
Well, who was it? I think it was Sam Ryder that said like, "Oh no, I got hit with like 3 cans."
Well, yeah,
no, they were
really suck for JT to get banged in the side of the head by a bottle when he chipped in for birdie. Like that would suck.
That one was that was like, okay, we don't need to do that. Like when he chipped in for birdie, they threw all the beers out there. I'm like, okay, is it
the hole in one for sure though?
Oh yeah, you're never gonna see that. You only see that first 2,000 swings. That's fine. That's great. I that was awesome. But then that dude hit another hole in one. Okay, the other guy hit a hole in one in the morning on Sunday. There wasn't as many people on it 16 at the time because it was early yet. So there wasn't much beer cans thrown out there. They got that cleaned up, and then literally like 5 groups later, JT chips in for birdie, and then they unload the trash bins, and it's like, okay, he chipped in for birdie. Like you're gonna see probably 10 chip-ins that weekend there. Like come on, like let's. That's the only thing I would say is the chip-ins we don't need.
But I'm still for it.
Yeah, I'm for the allure of it and everything like that.
Beer showers. Look, I'm always here for beer showers.
Yeah.
It's just if they're gonna spin it as player safety, and it's only going to be Cups next year. I would almost bet $100 on that.
Right after the first time, they had all the volunteers standing there with rakes.
Oh yeah,
they were ready. They were ready. They had beer rakes.
I love there's one picture of Kiz standing on the green, and it's just him literally looking at all of the beer cans.
Yeah, it would probably look like a normal Saturday night for Kiz.
No, I was gonna say that is a normal Saturday night for Kiz.
He probably loved it.
He's one of those guys that like he absolutely loves that shit.
Yep.
Again, it's like Henry Higgs. Like he was eating that shit up. Like,
well, you saw what Henry Higgs and Damon did, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like even that, dude.
Par putt. They just take their shirt off and just
10, 15, 20 years ago, if someone did that on the tour, they would get for one. I mean, they might even get fines. I don't know. They might get fines.
They're probably still gonna get fines,
but I'm telling you, they might lose their card.
No, that's
something like that. You know, like, and it was awesome. I mean, like, let's be honest. They just eat that up. Like they got to realize that out of all the sports in the world, golf is more of an entertainment like show performance than majority of the sports. Because of the personalities, how close you are to the actual athletes.
You have to rely on personalities. It's not like there's nothing huge except aces or big drives or anything.
Yeah.
You have to rely on personalities because at the end of the day, it is literally watching dudes hit a little white ball around, like
over and over again. Yeah, 100%.
And again, to people that know what's going on, like it's entertaining as shit because it's like holy f- that shot is so hard to hit. But for common people, it's such a hard sport to grasp. Like, why do you watch golf? Well, let me tell
100%.
you.
Yeah, I 100% get that why people have they don't like watching it or don't understand watching it. I completely understand. It's definitely it honestly took me a long time to really dive in and watch golf all the time. Like even though I played it my entire life, it did take me a bit because it can be boring. But with the technology and stuff like that now, with more players being mic'd up and these exhibitions that are happening again, you see more of the personalities, and they gotta see it's a performance. It's a performance out there. It's not like you got NFL players out there where you really even get to know some of the personalities on teams. You don't. You only get to know the big names. Other than that, like you don't really get to know it. Where you can get to know the 120th ranked golfer in the world and get to know him because of some of the shit, the antics that he does on the course.
Well, and see, here's my thing with that Netflix documentary that's coming out. I really want the PGA Tour to pump that thing because it's going to show off 8 of the top 20 golfers in the world.
Yep.
And in depth, really show you who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And for me, the PGA should just be pumping that show so hard. Throw a large marketing budget at that because that's going to get people in. It's going to be on a streaming service. It's affiliated with the PGA. All the players had to say yes. It's going to show off who they are, and then people tune in for the personalities. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, oh, hey, Colin was really cool. I'm going to watch him now play golf.
Yep. 100%. There's not very many sports out there that has the capabilities of doing that, and golf is one of them for sure.
It absolutely is.
I think like that. I actually tried, Cal, what you were talking about with the golf. I've actually become to enjoy watching golf a lot more now.
No, I do. I mean, again, I like golf. You guys were way more invested than me, but like I enjoy watching golf because it's one of those things like, holy shit, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I'm actually excited that I'm not saying that I'm excited the NFL ended, but it's refreshing that the NFL ended because now I'm going to watch golf every Sunday.
I was going to say golf and hockey is going to be on my screen almost every day now.
Every day for like 7 months.
Yeah, literally. Because, the NHL trade deadline is in a month and a half still because the entire season got pushed back because of COVID and everything that's gone on over the past 2 years. But the NBA trade deadline just hit, and, there was a lot that happened. The NBA, by the way, the NBA trade deadline, I think we've had this conversation before, is the best trade deadline.
100%, by far. 100%.
Always has been.
One of the reasons why is because we said it how many times. Basketball is the biggest team sport where one person can literally change.
It's a players league.
Yeah,
it's more of a players league than any other sport.
Like unless you're a quarterback in the NFL. Or even like you can't even say much for a pitcher because you only pitch one every 4 games, and like a quarterback, you can definitely influence a team. Look at like what Matt Stafford did with the.
But again, look at Aaron Rodgers, who's
football is the biggest team sport in the world. But like even if you take hockey players, huge. That one player on a hockey team is huge, but there's shifts. Like you're not on the ice the entire time.
McDavid still is not. They're not in playoff position right now.
Exactly.
Hockey is about depth.
Yeah.
Hockey is exactly about depth. It helps to have top end talent like a Connor McDavid or like a Sidney Crosby or a Nathan McKinnon or Austin Matthews, but you need to be running 4 deep.
Right.
NBA, you can literally Kate. I just found out this about Nikola Jokic. For all 3 years where he's finished in the top, the Nuggets have finished in the top 3, he has never played with another All-Star. Jamal Murray never made All-Star, and Michael Porter Jr. never made All-Star.
That makes sense, though. I mean, Jamal Murray's definitely been a good player, but not an All-Star level player for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the NBA is the most players' league of any other sport. Period. It's not even close. Like players move the needle in basketball than more than any other sport. Like I know football, like the football quarterbacks, definitely big names.
Quarterback's massively important, but it doesn't matter. Look at the Bengals. They gave up 70 sacks on Joe this year.
Right.
That is the third all time in history.
Right. And the thing is unless you're like a pretty like decently avid fan, like someone who like watches the draft, watches players develop, like watches enough games, like someone's gonna look at the Pacers and Sacramento trade and be like, oh, this means nothing to me. It wasn't Ben Simmons and James Harden. It's nothing to me. But like a guy like us, people who watch it and at least study a lot of the stuff. Like I think it's the craziest trade of the deadline. Like I'm not surprised about Harden and Ben Simmons. That was a matter of time. Like that was like if Harden wasn't traded. I mean, not Harden. Ben Simmons wasn't traded this deadline. He was getting traded in the summer. Like whatever.
No, it was gonna happen one way or another.
Right. But Tyrese Halliburton, who's probably the best point guard in the NBA under the age of 21, and the only reason why I say under the age of 21 is because of John Morant, and I'm going to consider Luka a point forward. So, other than he is the best, there's nobody better as a young prospect point guard in the league. The dude's averaging 17-9 on 43% shooting from 3.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't know he was under the age of 21. I thought he was like 25.
No, he was a rookie last year.
That's absurd to me.
Right, and he is so good. Like literally, he plays 2 games for the Pacers. He dropped 40 in his second game there. Like, what are we doing, Kings?
Yeah, no, but again, like Sabonis went back on the to the Kings, and I mean, we talked about him all last year. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a great player.
He's literally dollar store Jokic. He's a double every night.
You know what's crazy about Sabonis? How old is he, guess?
26.
He is 25.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this. The Pacers didn't want him to be a part of a rebuild. He's 25. He's 25 years old and he can't make a rebuild. It was just such a bad trade. Like, and then the Kings give up Tyrese Halliburton, who, out of all those players that are in that trade, he's the only one that can become a superstar. Like, Sabonis is not going to become.
You don't think Hield could?
Buddy Hield, no, he's a great role player. Not this year. He's been very bad this year. But
he has not been good this year.
He's not been good this year. But great role player. But he is not a superstar player. Halliburton, a guy who's averaging almost 18 and he's 11th in the league in assists and he's 20. Yeah. Yep. He can be a superstar. He's never going to be he's not the athlete of like John Morant, but he's methodical. He's really good shooter. Yeah, he's a really good shooter, great passer. Yeah, he's a guy you build around. There's a reason why the Pacers went for him. I'm just surprised.
No, he's cerebral. Like look at Luka. Luka, yes, is athletic and everything, but Luka plays at his own pace.
Absolutely.
Like, he just does.
Better than anyone. It's crazy. It was just crazy to me that, like, out of anybody who I thought would be traded from the Kings, like Marvin Bagley, like, knew that was happening.
Yep.
He wasn't playing. Like, they're both unhappy. He's going to be a guy that's known to being drafted before Trae Young and Luka for the history of his life, and that's going to suck. But,
yeah, I honestly think a reset for him is probably a good thing. I don't know if Detroit's the best place, but I think a reset for him is good.
To be honest with you, Detroit is the best place. He's going to get a lot of playing time. Doesn't have to worry about playing behind anyone.
Yeah, I mean, he'll just be Cade's partner in crime. So
exactly right. I just cannot believe like that they traded like Tyrese Halliburton. Like I was like, what? Like De'Aaron Fox should have went before him.
Yeah,
because we know what De'Aaron Fox is. Like Tyrese Halliburton's younger. It was just so bad, man. Like I just couldn't believe that. No, that was shocking. But then there's trades that were really, really good, like the Karis LeVert to Cleveland. Yeah. That is a deal.
Cleveland, oddly enough, is somehow just
they're really good.
Really fucking good this year.
They're really good, yeah. Well, the East is a lot better than the West right now. And it's not even close.
The East is incredibly competitive, which I never thought I'd say.
The East has like 6 title contenders. The East has, like, I'm going to still say Brooklyn's a title contender.
Brooklyn is still a title contender,
as
even
Kevin
with all
Durant's
bullshit.
Walking this planet, if Kevin Durant's walking on the planet, they're a title contender. The Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, the Bulls, and the Raptors. Who am I forgetting?
I think you got it.
Cavs. 7. Like you're like the Raptors probably aren't title contenders.
I was going to say, I don't know necessarily about them, but I would definitely say at least 6 teams.
Yeah, 6 teams.
Like 6 locks for sure.
Yeah, 6 teams that could be in the Eastern Conference Championship playing for the finals.
And you're not, like, I'm not going to be surprised. I mean, did you say the Hawks? Because, I mean, the Hawks are still good.
I did not say the Hawks, but I don't think
Trae Young is having.
If they get hot, though, I mean.
Trae Young,
yeah, for sure.
Trae Young is having such an underrated season right now, like that no one's talking about him. He's having such a good season. Like, he's averaging like 28 points, like 5.5 assists a game, or even higher than that. He's averaging like 4.5 rebounds. I think he's having 5.5 rebounds a game. He's averaging like eight assists. Like he's having an unreal season.
Yeah, he's a walking offense, but their defense is so freaking trash.
I mean that is always going to be a problem, but
27.7, 9.4, and 3.9.
Yeah,
and he's shooting 45% from the field. That's
45. Yeah, that's yeah.
So, Kate, another one that I don't think is getting enough credit is the Celtics getting Derek White. We mentioned it while we were just bullshitting, but
yep.
I really think Derek White with the pieces that Boston has is really good.
Yeah, he's a better version of Dennis Schroeder.
I think that's a really good move.
Dude, like Boston is like statistically has been the best team in the NBA since December 25th, since Christmas.
Well, and again, I think it's
they're statistically they have the best point differential and they have the best offensive defensive rating like combination. Like the net rating.
So look, in 2 trades with both in 2 trades with the Rockets and the Spurs, the Celtics offload Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, Dennis Schroeder, Enes Freedom because Cantor was too Turkish, and Bruno Fernando and a first-round pick and a first-round pick swap. And you get Derek White, and I don't really know who Daniel Thesis is, but Derek White alone. Whatever.
Do you remember him? He was the starting center like a couple years ago for them. The white guy.
There's a lot of white centers in this league.
That's true. He's not very tall. He's like a 6'9" like center.
But again, I think the Celtics just got a lot better, even though they got rid of a lot of pieces, but not a ton of like.
But they offloaded like bad pieces though. They didn't offload like anyone that was like.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah, Marcus Smart is on the trade block and he's still there. Like that's huge. The Celtics are turning it around. Like I don't know what they're.
The Celtics are really good. Brad Stevens is apparently GM was a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Talking of tall white centers, Porzingis went to the Mavs or the Wizard, which I think the Mavs getting Dinwiddie is really good.
That surprised me though. It surprised me. You had arguably a top 5 1-2 young duo in the NBA, and you traded away one of them.
And again, maybe it's just because I haven't been paying attention to the league all that much this year. But
yeah.
I mean, everything last year, like Porzingis was bad. I don't know if he got better this year because again, I haven't been paying attention. That's on me, but
he has gotten. He's actually having a good season. He just can't stay healthy.
Well, I mean, and that's a problem.
Right. Very big problem.
Like that's a very, very rough thing. And all right, boys, it's time to talk about Cal 76ers and Kevin Durant's Nets. So yeah, Harden for Simmons. I mean, Cade, you and I talked about this. The Nets won this trade, right?
I think. I don't see how they didn't.
I think they win it in the long run. I think right off the bat, I think the 76ers win.
I just think getting Simmons, because Simmons' mental issues went away. We're not going to poke that, but that shit pisses me off so bad.
Oh yeah, he pretty much made fun of mental health.
It is the biggest goddamn joke I've ever seen, and the fact that no one wants to poke it because we got to be conscious of mental health. Like we don't know what he was going through. No, get the f- out of here. He literally. This is all I'm going to say. He literally said he didn't want to play, and then 2 days later comes out with, "I'm checking into therapy. I can't do this mentally." And now 2 days after the trade, he's in uniform.
Yep.
It pisses me off, but
no, I only say the reason why I would say that 76ers right off the bat wins, because if everything works out when Harden gets actually out there, because of the reports of him not signing the deal, whatever, but he was in the press conference today with the 76ers and all that kind of stuff. But he, on paper, that starting lineup got just way better, like astronomically better. Like astronomically better are our top 6 players on our team. I just
for who?
The 76ers.
He's talking about
because Ben Simmons wasn't playing.
Yes, because Ben Simmons wasn't playing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't even consider Ben Simmons on the team. Like I don't even consider it a 76.
I was just making sure because, like I was going about to say that's absolute cap if you're saying Ben Simmons was playing.
No, you got Tyrese Maxey, Harden, Tobias, Embiid, and damn it, Thibault. But yeah, I think he's gonna be the 6th man. He's gonna be the 6th man now. When everything were healthy and playing as the
the way that I look at it is 2 things. One, I would agree that the Sixers would have won the deal if Harden wasn't a free agent this summer. He didn't pick up
Danny Green. Danny Green's on the starting line. That's what it was. It was Danny Green.
He did not pick up the option, so he's not guaranteed to be a 76er next season.
No, that's what I'm saying right now. That's why I said
for the next 30 games, yes. 100%.
That's what I'm saying. The Nets won it for the few, like for the long haul. The Nets 100% won it. 100%.
So the people who won the trade is 100% Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons won this trade.
Yeah, he did. 100%.
Like James, I don't think James Harden.
I think Kevin Durant did too, because I don't think them two did not work well together. It was too good to be true type thing.
Again, Kevin and LeBron picked him last in the All-Star draft.
Well, you could tell there was definitely some underlying issues in that draft, because they were the NBA TV staff or whatever.
They were railing on Harden.
They were poking it. They were poking the bear so hard, and Durant just wasn't answering it. LeBron had to cover his face like 5 times because he was laughing so hard. Because I think there definitely was some stuff between him and Durant.
Well, I read an article today that Kevin Durant was the one that made the call to make it happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, they wanted barring like Kyrie's going to start playing, right?
He has been half the games, man.
Yeah, he has been. He's been playing half the games. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just because that's a huge piece. Because if you can get Simmons out there too to play 3 or 4 with good defense, I mean, the dude is good at defense. And then you have, I mean, Seth is going to be a great depth piece.
I miss him already.
So right now the lineup. So like yes, the Brooklyn Nets by far had the best lineup in the NBA when they were all healthy. When it was Kyrie
for 16 games where they went
Harden,
13-3,
Kevin Durant, and like neither Nick Claxton or LaMarcus Aldridge or anyone to put the five. Yes, the best, probably the best starting five you could ever put on the NBA basketball court of all time, arguably. I mean, really, like you got 3 Hall of Famers on one team.
The Warriors also had a really good.
I agree, but I agree. I do agree, but it's probably going to get a little backlash. But I think Kyrie Irving's a better basketball player than Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I would say that.
I mean, but again,
I would definitely say that.
James Harden's obviously better than everybody that we named besides Steph and KD.
Probably.
Yeah. But anyways, what I'm saying is right now you went from having a offense, ball, like not necessarily, I'm not calling him a ball hog, but slowed the ball down, very lethargic, definitely not like a great defender, to having a guy who's a great playmaker, a great defender, and doesn't need to go out there and score 25 a night to be effective. Like they got a guy. Actually, Ben Simmons is the best fit for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving than anybody else in the NBA. Like he's a top 3 defender in the league, period. And he averages almost 8 assists a game. Like he moves the ball. He's a
facilitator. He's a facilitator.
He plays great defense. He rebounds. He's efficient.
He's Draymond Green. He's Draymond Green.
He doesn't need to.
He's Draymond Green. He's literally Draymond Green.
But better. He's a better version of Draymond Green.
He doesn't need to shoot threes, but he also needs to make the layup when it's presented.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Yes, 100%.
There will never be a thing that I ever see that erases that thing from my mind when he has a wide open layup for the Sixers and just dishes it anyway.
Yeah. Like I think it's
like to have that little just to have that little confidence in yourself in the playoffs is mind blowing.
Right. Well, not only that, but then I look at the rest of the team. They got deeper. Like they got good center help in Andre Drummond.
They got 2 first-round picks. Now one is in 2027, but
yep, I thought they were going to flip those picks.
Get even deeper.
I thought they were. I thought they were going to flip them, and it was going to be for somebody like a Jeremy Grant. That's what I thought was going to happen.
By the way, Jeremy Grant, I understand, but he's dog shit in Detroit.
I just
watch your tongue.
I thought they were going to do something.
Watch your tongue.
Like you were
missing it, but
he played for the greatest college basketball team of all time.
Played for the Nuggets too.
Well, he played for he played for Syracuse.
Guys, and the reason why the Nets are in a better position than I think the Sixers are even currently, and say because I don't think either one of those two teams are going to win the title this year, because Kyrie's not going to be able to play every playoff game, and I don't think Ben Simmons and KD can win just those two.
I right now at this point, I think it's gonna be Bucks Warriors. That's who I think it's gonna be.
There. Yeah, but I don't think the Sixers. I don't think Harden and I think Harden and Embiid's a great fit, but I don't think they're gonna win the Eastern Conference this year. So I'm gonna say that both of one of them are out of that. But going into next season, let's just say over the summer, who's more equipped to get better? The Nets or the Sixers? And it's definitely the Sixers. They have Ben Simmons, who's still a great trade piece, and they have 2 first-round picks they could trade. So someone like Damian Lillard came on the board. Someone like not Jimmy Butler, but like someone who can I think of? Like if you were the New Orleans Pelicans and they wanted to keep rebuilding, would like a Brandon Ingram or a Zion for Ben Simmons and a couple first-round picks?
Who'd they just get for Josh Hart? Who was that? McCollum.
CJ, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that, but that's a huge deal too.
That was because it was a little bit early, yeah. But I honestly thought that the 2 things that were going to happen with those 2 first-round picks, and I texted you guys. I said either Kyrie and 2 first-round picks for Damian Lillard, or they were going to trade for somebody else. I cannot believe they held on to those 2 picks.
I mean, if they do that, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I thought it was happening. I really did. I was like, it's over. Dame's on the phone. Kyrie Irving's going to play every game in Portland. Yep. I was for sure thinking that. But, yeah, crazy week. It was a lot of fun. And the crazy part is that trade with the Sixers and Nets went up to the final hour. Like it was literally
in that one also
the deadline was over.
And that one also was I wouldn't say a surprise, but it was a little bit because both teams said we're not dealing this. They both said that, like, 76 said we're not interested in trading Ben Simmons, and the Nets said we're not interested in trading Harden. They both said it. So that's what, like, when I got the update, I was like, wow, oh shit, it actually happened. No way. Because they just said moments before that.
That article I read this morning, Thursday morning, Kevin Durant called Sean Marks, the Nets GM, and said, like, let's get it done. Like, let's do it. Because they weren't doing it without his approval. Because, like, he was the one that approved.
It's hard to do that. Like,
right. Yeah, he was the one that approved Steve Nash to be the coach. He was the one that talked the Nets into letting Kyrie Irving play away games. Like, they're not – like, Kevin Durant is in Brooklyn because he wanted control of these kind of things. And they're giving it to him. And he literally said, like, hey, it's not working. Like, I don't think we can repair this. And he literally, like, the quote was like, we're going to lose them anyways.
Just so you guys know, live bet prop, the 76ers are currently plus 41.5.
Yeah, they're down.
To win or get there?
No,
they're down 50 to Boston.
They are down 50 points.
To Boston.
Oh, live bet.
Live bet plus 41.5.
Yeah. They're getting their ass absolutely munched right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just opened FanDuel and saw that and said, holy shit.
I was actually going to mention that earlier, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, I just saw that it just jumped to plus 43.5.
Yeah, they're getting their ass munched right now.
That's honestly something to like $50 on because it always closes up towards the end. Like, I'm not saying like to 10
Cal,
points.
Cal, plus 43.5 right now is even money. It's plus 100.
That's what I'm saying. It's worth throwing literally $50 on.
What's the money line, Ty? What's the money line number?
It's locked.
I was gonna say they don't have one. There's no shot they had one. Yeah.
Dog, there's only 7 minutes left.
Imagine if you bet that money line.
It'd be literally plus like 100,000.
Yeah.
Had to be.
All right. Do we want to get to bets? We want to touch any more on the NBA?
I think so.
NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend should be fun.
It's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun.
Yep.
I like how with the Super Bowl being later, it kind of goes back to back a little bit. Does NHL All-Star Weekend come up here soon too? Right?
They competed directly. They competed directly against the Pro Bowl. It was the Pro Bowl, not the Super Bowl.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And honestly, they only had like 1 million less viewers than the Pro Bowl, which realistically is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the Pro Bowl.
It had 6 million viewers. The NHL All-Star Game had 5 million. Which, again, still pretty... I mean, it's still the NFL. They just had 112 million average watching their show.
Yeah.
Bets!
All right, let's hop into bets. So, last week, we all had Super Bowl bets. I went 1-1. Cal went 1-1. Cade went 0-2. And Evan, with the commanding units lead, who is not here, went 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
That Cooper Kupp one's going to carry him for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was upset because I took Matt Stafford, and it was definitely down to those two.
No, yeah. I mean, if Vaughn or Aaron get either like
Aaron
more sack,
close.
Yeah,
Aaron
if they get one more sack, and they each
if Matt Stafford, but I'm saying if Matt Stafford didn't have that second tip ball interception, he would have won it.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that brings. I don't know what the units is. We'll get back to that next week because I'm not doing math. Yeah. But yeah, that brings everyone. Oh my god, I haven't even been keeping track of records. That makes me. Hang on, that makes me 4-4. Cal is 4-4. Cade is 3-5, and Evan is 5-3. Evan is leading this thing right now.
Evan needs this because
I mean, after last year, dude.
After last year was an absolute tragic.
The Cooper Kupp one is huge, but he did take a 50-50 shot again.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
come on.
I'm on board with that.
No.
All right. Is it too early to bet golf?
No.
I have my bets already if you guys want me to go. My bets for this week, I am taking the Warriors tomorrow night to win the winning margin between 1 and 10 points. Plus 170.
So, Warriors 1 through 10 plus 170?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Miami versus Louisville tomorrow night, -2.
So you got Miami -2?
Yeah. For -110.
Yep. Okay.
For a combined parlay of 415.
Not a bad hit. Not a bad hit.
Yeah, when it comes, we did talk about it, but yeah, we put a tweet out with your active bets and stuff for. We went 1 for 3 in the pod bet.
So we would have had Jamar Chase didn't hit. I think your OBJ is the only thing that hit because 13.5 got skull.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row that's happened to me.
Yeah, you would have gone 2-0. Like, it's truly remarkable.
Both weeks. Both weeks I went.
That's our worst. That's our worst showing since we started doing this. We were 3 and 4 for the other 3.
Yeah,
3 out of 4. So
the OBJ touchdown score was a lock. I mean, I don't care what anyone said.
No, I was 100% on board with that.
I had him for first touchdown scorer. I had him for anytime touchdown scorer. And
it pisses me off because honest to God, I was going back and forth between T. Higgins and Jamar just because I knew Jalen was going to be on Jamar the whole time. But
yeah, I'm telling you what, if the Bengals would have won the game, T. Higgins would have been the MVP.
Yeah, no, 100%. It was he had the same stat line as Cooper.
Yeah, he had less catches. But he would have been the MVP because Burrow didn't throw that first touchdown because Mixon threw it. If he would have thrown that first touchdown, which by the way we talked about it at our party, I still think and to this day, if a running back or non-quarterback throws a touchdown, it should count as an anytime touchdown score. That is not his position. Position.
I mean, I can get behind that.
It's a trick play. He threw it. Because really, technically, it's a pitched ball. It's a pass to a pass. Technically.
No, I'm on board with that.
Like I hate how that doesn't count as a touchdown score. I hate it. But I had 28 active bets and I only hit on 4 out of 28, and I broke even for the day. So I was okay with my bets for the. The percentage was horrible, but
I bet $40 on the coin toss, and won that on heads, and then proceeded to lose every other bet. So I ended up winning $10.
The coin toss was very electric in our apartment because half of the party had heads, half the party had tails. It was electric.
I had tails,
and I also had a bet where the Bengals to win the coin toss and the game money line, which would have been a very nice juicy bet, but obviously that didn't end up working out. But that last drive, I was sitting there like, yes, let's go.
All right, I got mine. If you want me to go, Cade.
If you're ready, go for it.
Are we just gonna have Evan do 4 next week?
Since we're doing units, it's not gonna really affect it, right?
No, Evan.
No, because he could go down because he could lose.
We should just get bets from Evan and we'll just submit.
Yeah,
because technically Evan can lose and it can lower his units down.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. If we're risking more, then it has to be the same.
Oh, also, Cade, you're not you got a push in there, so you got a 1 next to your name.
Yeah, you had a push.
So I'm shit. So I'm 2, 1, and 4.
You are give me 1 minute.
2, 5, and 1.
3 and 3. Then you had the push, so you're 3, 3, and 1. So then you're 3, 5. You're 3, 5, and 1. Wait, no, that math doesn't make sense.
That's not right.
Yeah,
you're 3, 4, and 1.
You're 2, 5, and 1.
2, 5, and 1.
Fuck. It's a terrible start to the year. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, but you're gonna be hitting NBA pretty hard now. So
I was gonna say
we're back. We're back. Yeah, we're back. That's
so I'm not going crazy yet.
We're so close to March Madness.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be fun. I'm taking Colin Morikawa top 20. It is even money right now at plus $100. I like that. Yeah. And then tomorrow, the Avalanche are playing the Golden Knights in Las Vegas, and it is currently a coin toss. Both teams' money line are -110. So I'm just gonna take the Avalanche -110. They are, in their last 19 games, 17-0-2. So
Morikawa came out today and he pledged his allegiance to the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I saw that. Shout out. But also, great. He raises a great point. Like, other than the alleged Bryson $135 million, what have we heard from the Saudi League?
Yeah.
A lot of players are back and forth. I mean, There's like guys like Phil. There's guys like Matt Kuchar, like late, like kind of guys on the back.
Who's the dude that freaked out about the rules Thursday?
Kaufman.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, a bullshit rule. You should never have to take a penalty because you had to drop in a certain area.
No, I agreed with him, but then he started talking about it, and Phil and Bryson were all about it. Like, yeah,
there it is. It was great. It is so funny.
I am going to take the Indiana Pacers -1 against the Wizards. The Wizards are the worst covering team.
Okay, -1. What's the line? -110.
Aha, -109. I'm just reading it. I didn't even read it. I didn't know. I forgot. Then the other bet was kind of tough. This is a really tough bet. I'm going to take. Man, this is tough. It's hitting at a really high percentage, though. Ready, Ty?
Yep.
I'm going to take the Boston Celtics under 214.5. -113.
You said 214.5?
Yep, 214.5.
And that is minus
113.
Okay. I do have access to that spreadsheet, so I'll put our bets in there with everything, but Evan's doing the math.
Yeah, I do too, but Evan.
I'm not doing it.
No.
He wants to miss the podcast, he can do the math.
You know, he should just put his in there, and then it'd be good to go.
Okay. So what the All right. Yeah, I think that's the show. You guys got anything else to add?
Not at all.
No.
Peace, love, and gap.
Gang shit. Do we want to do a pod bet this week?
Yeah.
Us three. Do one of the picks of us three.
All right. Do we like Morikawa top 20?
Love it.
Yeah.
At even money?
It's your pick, so you choose whatever you think is going to be the best of your contribution.
Okay, then give me the Avs.
Yeah.
Avalanche money line. They're 17-0-2 in their last 19 games. That's not home or anything. That's 19 games straight up. They are 17-0-2.
So wait, what is that minus?
That is -110.
Oh, great.
I want the Miami -2.
Okay.
And I will take the.
I think the Pacers are the safer one.
I'm taking the Pacers -1.
Smart man.
The odds probably be 310.
I was gonna say it's not gonna be great, but it's something. I don't.
Yeah, but these are like real winnable parlays now.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm just guessing.
So I'll put that in there. I will then.
It's Miami University, by the way. Not.
Okay, so I need to go to.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Is it Miami University of Ohio, Cal?
No, they're playing against Louisville. ACC matchup.
So Miami and Louisville.
Yes.
Damn, Bonaventure's favored by 12 points tomorrow.
Yeah, but they've been so up and down.
Okay, you got Miami that, and then Cade, you had what? You want Pacers -1.
Bonnie's been so up and down.
A $10 bet on this would be plus 624.
It's 624. Sheesh, I said 310.
No, it's a $10 bet, so you'd get $62.
Yeah, so but still,
But
it's 600. It's 620 plus 624.
Yeah, for Colorado -110, Miami -2 was -110 on my end, and
I was completely wrong.
Pacers -1 tomorrow, -105 on FanDuel. That's
Perfect.
better than your -109, by the way.
I was wrong about that.
You gave me 105 though.
I'm gonna write down 105 because that's what it is on FanDuel.
Yeah. Are you 1 point too?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, that 3-leg parlay is plus 624.
I was wrong. I was highly wrong. Right, I was double.
And I'm also hammering roulette currently.
All right. Yeah, that's the show. See you guys.
Bye.